In this section, we are going to study about radio communication. So, radio communication. Actually, what is communication? Communication is the process of transmitting some information from one place to another. And for this system, we need a transmitter, channel, and receiver. For a message to be transmitted, we should transmit with the help of a channel, a transmitter, and a receiver. Actually, this modulation is taking place in this transmitter section, and the modulated signal, the original information signal, is recovered from the receiver side. So these are the basic elements of a radio communication system. Mainly, there should be a transmitter, a channel, and receiver. So before going to AM/FM modulations, you should know what is meant by modulation. Modulation is the process of changing the amplitude or frequency or phase of the carrier with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. So it is the process of changing amplitude or frequency or phase of the carrier. So to carry out modulation process, we should need a carrier signal and message signal. So to transmit a signal, a low frequency signal from one place to another, we should need the help of a carrier signal or a high frequency signal. So the amplitude, the frequency or phase of that carrier signal can be changed with the help of these type of modulations. So AM, FM and PM are the different type of modulations. So AM modulation means amplitude, FM means frequency modulation, PM means phase modulation. So we are going to study about modulation in detail and what is the need for modulation or what are the advantages of modulation. So the main points are: it reduces height of antenna, avoids mixing of signals, increases the range of communication, allows multiplexing of signals, allows adjustment in bandwidth, reduce noise and interference. So these are the main advantages of modulation, or this is the purpose of modulation. So first point, reduces height of antenna. So while designing the height of antenna, the minimum height should be lambda by 4, where lambda is the wavelength of light, and we know that lambda is defined as c by f, where c is the velocity of light and f is the frequency of radio wave. So we can define height of antenna as c by f into 4 by substituting lambda by c by f. By seeing the relation, height of the antenna is inversely proportional to f. That is, the height of antenna is inversely proportional to f. That is, c is a constant. That is, c is the velocity of light, 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So height of antenna is always inversely proportional to the frequency of the wave. So for transmitting a low frequency wave, we need the antenna height very high. So this is not possible. So we are going for modulation to reduce the height of antenna. Next point is, it avoids mixing of signals. That is, with minimum distortion we can transmit many signals. That is, it also allows multiplexing of signals. That is, different type of signals, different signals can be transmitted at a time with the help of this modulation technique, and it avoids mixing of signals. That is, without any distortion we can transmit the signal, and it allows adjustment in bandwidth, and it also reduces noises and interference. These are the main advantages or need for modulation. So next one is the different type of modulation techniques. That is, first one is AM, then second one is FM, then PM. So here we are going to study amplitude modulation. So from the definition of modulation itself, we can define amplitude modulation. So amplitude modulation is a type of modulation where the amplitude of the carrier is varied in accordance with the amplitude of the message signal. So here we are changing the amplitude of the carrier signal with respect to the amplitude of the message signal. So for a modulation technique, we need a message signal and a carrier signal. Message signal means the information signal, and the carrier signal means a high frequency signal. So In all type of modulation, we are changing the carrier signal parameters. That is, if we change the amplitude of the carrier signal with respect to the amplitude of the message signal, then that process is known as amplitude modulation. In AM, the frequency and phase of the carrier signal remains constant. Only the amplitude of the carrier is changing. The frequency and the phase remains constant. That is known as amplitude modulation. So, if we see the AM wave, amplitude modulated wave. So, to generate an amplitude modulated wave, these are the inputs, that is a message signal or the information signal. The original signal or the message signal or the information carrying signal is a low frequency signal. We are mixing it with the carrier signal. This is the carrier signal, which is a high frequency signal. In AM modulation, the amplitude of this carrier is varied with respect to the amplitude of the message signal. So, when this process is happening, the amplitude modulated signal means it is the process of changing the amplitude of the carrier. So, this wave is actually a carrier wave, but the amplitude of this carrier is changing. The frequency of this carrier remains same and the phase also remains same. Only the amplitude is changing with respect to the amplitude of the message signal. That process is known as amplitude modulation. So, this wave is known as amplitude modulated wave. Then we have to derive the amplitude modulated wave equation. So, actually the amplitude modulated wave means the amplitude of the carrier signal is changing. So, a carrier signal can be a sine wave. It can be represented, can be sine or cosine wave. So, a general representation of sine wave is E sine omega t, where omega is angular frequency, E is the amplitude. But for an AM wave, the amplitude of the carrier is changing. So, a carrier signal can be represented as EC sine omega CT. If the amplitude of the carrier is changing with respect to the amplitude of the message signal, then that wave is known as amplitude modulated wave. So, this is actually a carrier wave, but the amplitude of this carrier wave remains different. That is, amplitude is EC plus EM sine omega mt, where EM sine omega mt is actually the message signal. EC is the amplitude of the carrier signal. So, this together will form the amplitude of the amplitude modulated wave. The frequency is remaining same as that of the carrier signal, that is omega c. So, this is actually the amplitude modulated wave. So if we expand this equation, that is EC sine omega ct plus EM sine omega nt into sine omega ct, then applying this trigonometric equation, that is sin A sin B half cos A minus B minus half cos A plus B. By applying this result, we can obtain an equation, simple calculations, that is EAM is equal to EC sin omega ct plus MEC by 2 cos omega c minus omega mt minus MEC by 2 cos omega c plus omega mt. Actually, we are substituting one more parameter, that is we are introducing a new parameter, modulation index, represented by M. M is EM by EC, where EM is the amplitude of the message signal. Message signal amplitude, the peak value, is known as EM, and EC is the peak value or the amplitude of the carrier signal. The ratio between EM and EC is known as modulation index. So, this including the value M, we are deriving the, in terms of M, we are deriving the equation of AM wave. So, this is the expression. So, the expression contains three terms, that is one term is EC sin omega ct, that is the carrier term, and the second component is MEC by 2 cos omega c minus omega m into t, with a frequency component omega c minus omega m and amplitude MEC by 2. This second component is known as lower sideband component, and the third component with amplitude MEC by 2 with the frequency omega c plus omega m, and this component is known as upper sideband frequency component. So, this is the expression for AM wave, where M is known as modulation index. That is very important. For AM wave, the value of modulation index ranges from 0 to 1. It will be different for FM. Next is, from the equation, we know that there will be three components: lower sideband, carrier component and upper sideband. So, from the equation, The lower sideband frequency is omega c minus omega m. The lower sideband frequency is omega c minus omega m, or in terms of normal frequency we can write fc minus fm. That is fc minus fm, and the upper frequency component is fc plus fm, and the carrier component is fc. The first component is known as carrier component. So its amplitude is EC. Your amplitude is not marked, so amplitude will be greater for the carrier component, that is EC. This is MEC by 2. So MEC by 2 value will be very less since M is very less. So LSB and USB, lower sideband, upper sideband frequency will be lower than that of amplitude of the carrier component. This is the frequency spectrum of AM wave. And from this spectrum we can calculate the bandwidth of AM wave. The bandwidth of AM wave, that is frequency, upper sideband frequency minus lower sideband frequency difference, is known as bandwidth. Upper sideband frequency minus lower sideband frequency, that is fc plus fm minus fc minus fm, which will be equal to 2fm. Fm is the highest frequency component of the message signal. So this is the value of bandwidth of AM. So next we are going to study about frequency modulation. Frequency modulation means it is the process of changing the frequency of the carrier signal. There will be a small difference from AM, that is in the definition, it is the process of changing the amplitude of the carrier with respect to the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. That is known as frequency modulation. In this frequency modulation, the amplitude and phase of the carrier is kept constant. So here amplitude and phase is keeping constant, but in AM we are keeping frequency and phase is keeping constant. So this is the difference in definition of AM and FM. Next is the FM waveform. For an FM wave similar to AM, there will be the message signal and carrier signal. Message low frequency signal, carrier will be the high frequency signal. Here the amplitude remains constant, the carrier amplitude remains constant, but the frequency is increasing, then decreasing, then increasing with respect to the amplitude of the message signal. That is, during the positive half cycle of the message signal, the carrier signal amplitude is increasing. During negative half cycle, the carrier signal, the frequency modulated, the carrier signal amplitude is, so frequency is decreasing. Here the frequency is increasing, decreasing with respect to the positive, negative half. That is the amplitude of the FM wave. That is known as the frequency modulated wave. Then modulation index of FM means it is the ratio of delta F by FM. Delta F is the highest frequency deviation. That is a maximum frequency deviation. That is, we already defined that the frequency is increasing and decreasing from the normal value. How much is increased or how much is decreased, that change value is known as delta F. It is a maximum frequency deviation. FM is the highest frequency component of the message signal. It is the maximum frequency of the message signal. That value is known as FM. So delta F by FM is known as M. M is known as modulation index. The value can be greater than 1. For AM it is ranging from 0 to 1, but here it can be greater than 1. That is the difference in modulation index of AM and FM. Next is the FM wave equation. So FM wave equation can be, we are not deriving it, but we have to study the equation. That is, the FM wave equation is EC sin omega CT plus MF sin omega AMT, where MF is the modulation index. Here this is the same carrier wave equation, but the amplitude here remains same, but the frequency is changing. The frequency is, for a carrier it is omega CT, but for FM wave, for frequency modulated wave, it will be omega CT plus MF sin omega MT, where MF is known as modulation index of F. Okay. Thank you.